So Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, okay? So this situation is getting like way out of goddamn hand, okay? Like I went to bed reading about it because I went to bed reading about it because I hadn't heard about it. You got grown ass people in this damn world that is out here, you know what I'm saying? And if they could, they would rope this. It's like, I don't, the fact that neither one of these young men's frontal lobes even goddamn closed yet. The altercation started when Austin told Karmelo Anthony to move out from his team's tent. It was raining at the time, and people were taking shelter. Okay, so this explains why Karmelo was sitting under the tent. It started to pour down raining. He sees his tent. He sits up under this tent. Austin comes under this tent. He's not being very respectful. He's like, this is my team's tent and you need to move. And I'm pretty sure Karmelo probably would have gotten up and moved if it wasn't pouring down raining. I would like to know if there was anyone else that also taking hover under this tent besides Karmelo, or was he the only one? Like, was he the only person out of all the people in the stands that took shelter under this tent? I would like to know if he was singled out, because you guys are trying to make this like a race thing. So all right, a verbal argument between them started. During the argument, Anthony told Austin, "Touch me and see what happens." For Karmelo to say, "Touch me and see what happens," usually when I hear that from a black person, in my community, in the black community, somebody is being overly aggressive. Somebody could possibly be invading your personal space. At this point, Austin was taking an authoritative type of role in telling Karmelo to get from under this tent. And did Austin own this damn tent? Did the coaches or anybody that was of a high authority, did they say anything to Karmelo? Why are you taking the initiative? You get what I'm saying? So, but also, I still give them somewhat a benefit of the doubt because, like I said, they're both kids. They're both 17 years old. Their frontal lobes ain't even fully developed yet. You're going to, a lot of the times at that age, react instead of logically thinking. Okay, Austin grabbed Anthony and asked him to leave the tent again. So at this point, Austin is very much motivated to make Karmelo leave. So Austin grabbed Anthony and asked him to leave the tent again. Okay, so again. In response, Anthony pulled out a black knife from his backpack and stabbed him once in the chest before running away. The bloody knife was later found by police in the bleachers. Austin Metcalf died at the scene despite the efforts of his brother and responding EMTs to revive him. Anthony was shortly arrested by police report. As he was being escorted to the police car, he was being emotional and said, "He put his hands on me. I told him not to." Now, me personally, if I ever was put in a situation to where somebody's life ended up getting taken, the two things that I think that I would feel, which I'm somewhat kind of like putting myself in Karmelo's situation right now, like trying to wrap my head around being in that headspace if something like that would happen. I will feel anger, and I would personally feel guilt. I will feel anger because this person literally provoked me to the point where their life has now been taken. Like, it's like blood on my hands. This is not something that I woke up this morning and walked out the house and intended to do. And sometimes you can't always have control over situations. Sometimes you can literally be the wrong place at the wrong time, or you could be somewhere minding your goddamn business and somebody comes and F's with you and kind of like pulls you into a freaking drama-fied goddamn situation. And it's like, oh my gosh, like it's like this is not what I wanted to happen today. So this is what Anthony is telling the police. He put his hands on me. I told him not to while he was sitting at the back seat of the police car. He asked if Austin Metcalf is going to be okay. So his intention was not to kill him. He didn't think that he was gonna fatally stab them. And y'all be out here playing too many goddamn video games and watching too much bullshit on TV, and then you pull out this knife thinking that if you give him a little jab, that's gonna make him back up and get off of you. Your intention was not to kill him, because like literally he stabbed the boy one time. And what is the goddamn coincidence that it was a fatal freaking stab? And I have to take consideration of all of that. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all want to dismiss shit, my mom, and be like, well, he was protecting himself, this, that, and the third. And I said, well, first off, I want to know why the hell he had a damn knife in his backpack. And she was like, well, that doesn't matter. I said, yes, the hell it goddamn do. Yes, I'm not finna be like, oh, well, the white people have been doing this for years and stuff. So just because they've been doing this shit for years, all of a sudden, Austin now needs to pay for all the bullshit that they've been doing to black people for years. It's like, okay, now we done got one of theirs back. It's kind of like another chess. They done took a couple of our chess pieces off the table, so one of they chess, nah, I can't look at it like that. These are freaking kids. And I got a son myself. These are freaking kids. Like, I can't look at it like that. So he asks if Metcalf is going to be okay. So instead of him being in the back her like, what's going to happen to me? Where are you guys taking me? It was more so like, oh, I told him not to touch me. I told him. I warned him. And then it's more so like, is he going to be okay? Is he going to be okay? So it was a concern for Metcalf. According to a responding officer, Anthony was hysterically crying after he was arrested. Anthony was charged with the first-degree murder and transported to the Collin County Jail. This is just a very much sad situation. This is a very much sad situation. I've been seeing more so a lot about Austin Metcalf's father. So I haven't been seeing much about his mom or anybody else, but I've been seeing a lot been going on with his dad, where his dad ended up coming to a press conference where the Anthony family was, and then they had to escort him out. It was just all kind of stuff. So there have been protests, and you got all these rhetorics on these content creators on their podcasts and things like that. And you got people out here that are literally crucifying and condemning Karmelo Anthony for what happened, not even looking at this as being like a kid. You got the judge saying that they had this many people calling up, and all the threats that's been coming down on the Anthony family, to the point where these people that had to move and having to relocate, having to hide their son. It's literally like a modern day freaking like lynch mob. If you really kind of like look at it, it's like they ready to string this child up, one for one type of thing. And instead of looking at this entire situation as a whole, you got people out here saying like he's just this cold-blooded killer type situation, and somebody that's hysterically crying and begging the police, asking them if the guy is going to be okay. And literally it was like one freaking stab wound. It wasn't like he didn't go like psycho and like multiple stab wounds. He had no idea it was going to be a fatal stab wound. Him killing him was not his intention, but it's like the way people are twisting it around. It's like, he's like this crazy masked killer, type of thing. Was his reaction overboard? I would personally damn say yes. Like, I don't teach my child to resolve issues by, walking around with knives in your damn backpacks and then pulling them out and stabbing somebody. Like, it's like, try to resolve it in a different way. Sometimes you just got to get up and walk away. I'd rather you been soaking wet and just left from up under their damn tent. But then sometimes, too, in this society, in certain situations, you have to stand your ground. You have to demand your respect. Otherwise, people will also walk all over you. So it's like, you have to choose those times when you need to stand up, and you need to choose those times when you just need to listen better heaven and walk the fuck away.